Hey, this is Mr. Morrison here to go over your homework with you for the test tomorrow. So the first word problem we have here is about Darlene, who spends $15.25 on supplies to make lemonade to sell on her sidewalk. At least how many glasses of lemonade must she sell at 52 cents per glass to make a profit? So she's making 52 cents on every glass. So first we need to come up with a variable and figure out what we're solving for. So we're going to say x as our variable equals the number of glasses of lemonade. So then what are you going to have to do to the number of glasses to lemonade to make that $15.25? Well, if we're selling them for 52 cents a piece times how many there are, hopefully we'll get to 15.25. So this side of it is how much you're making, this side is how much you cost. Which side would you want to be bigger? You want to make more money, so Pac-Man would have to eat this one. So that would be our inequality to solve this. So now we actually have to go about solving this. So from this part we're going to divide both sides by 0.52. That cancels out, divide by 0.52. So x would have to be greater than 29.3. So could she sell 0.3 glasses? Could she sell a third of a glass? No. So even though it wouldn't round up to 30, even if it's 0.1, we still have to make it go up to 30. So make sure you write it in a sentence. Darlene must sell 30 glasses of lemonade. And that's your first answer. Moving on to number 2. The attendance at a high school basketball game is 47 people. The school's goal is to have at least 5.5 times as many people at the next game. At least how many people does the school want at the next game? Well, again, we're going to make a variable. I'm going to make n the variable for the number of people at the next game. So we know one side of this is going to end up being 47. How many people were at this game? And we want way more at this game. We want 5.5 times as many. So for making an equation, you kind of have to do, or inequality, the opposite of what it says. So if we had n divided by 5.5, so the number of people at the next game divided by 5.5 would have to be greater than 47. And when we actually solve it, we would take this and times by 5.5. So that goes away. Times by 5.5 over here to get n is greater than 258.5 people. And could you have a person? Not really. So we have to say at least 259 people must attend the next game. Alright, moving on to the next one. Ian has $403. A VCR costs $135, and he can purchase tapes for $855. What is the greatest number of tapes he can purchase? So I'm going to say T equals the number of tapes. That's what we're looking for. So he has $403. First he has to buy the VCR. So it'd be the VCR. This is an old problem. You guys probably don't even know what a VCR is. Plus 855 T for each tape would have to be less than what he has. So the cost of the VCR plus the tapes, each one he can buy, has to be less than how much money he has. So the first step, we got to undo this backwards of how we would solve it would be subtract 135. Subtract 135, that goes bye-byes, so then you have 8.55t is less than or equal to 268. So then from there we'd have to just divide both sides by 8.55, divide. So t would have to be less than or equal to 31.34. And again, could you buy 3.34 of a t? Nope, so we have to round down in this particular example because he doesn't have enough money, so Ian can buy at most 31 dinosaur-like VCR tapes. Moving on to the next one. 4 friends spend a weekend mowing lawns to raise money. After reimbursing, giving back money to their parents, $24 for the gas and equipment, and then splitting the profits equally, they each took home at least $43, at least how much money they make in total. So we're going to say, I'll make this x equals the total over the weekend. So you had the total, but then what did their evil, mean parents make them do? Give back, subtract money from them. Then when you subtract the money, they took that money that they had, this is the money they had after they paid their parents back, and they had split up equally, so they had divided into 4 parts. And then you had to see how much they had each when that was done, which was $43. And it says at least that much, so that they could have had more, so Pac-Man would go towards there. The inequality symbol will point there. Then the first step would be to to times by 4. So we're going to times that side by 4 to make that go away underneath. Times that by 4 and end up with 172. So x, bring that down, minus 124 is greater than 172. And then we have to take the 24, add it to both sides. So x is 196. So the students totaled at least $196. There's going to be questions very similar to this on your test tomorrow. Make sure you study. Good luck.